So we'll give this a good 30 minutes, and timestamps should exist usually. I mean, I shouldn't be really doing anything else after recording a stream-like video, but if we're sitting here waiting for something, then yeah, it's also been a while, so not that that's any real excuse, oh my body, but we'll do our best. So, who is my main team here? I think I'm just still going from left to right, right? Or trying to. But we do want to wait. I think, can we wait? No, I think we have. No, it's village. Okay. Yeah, then we just kind of sit around. I mean, that's. If you're not in any rush for whatever reason, or you're not doing like challenge run of some sort, from what I've seen anyway, then yeah, there's not really. You're not really rushed to really progress through the story. So please take your time, especially if you're like on a permadeath run or a Nightmare Plus run, which this is not. So yeah, I think we're just gonna do the mock archer battle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, injuries don't heal, but we'll deal. I think we even have time off, so we're gonna leave that as is, and I'll probably just have him take another vacation sometime afterward. But otherwise, as we sit here, yeah, we don't really need to worry about our gold at the moment as well. So yeah, we're literally just sitting here. I'm gonna take it easy, basically, is what I'm trying to say. But you know what I should have done? I should have talked to Alyssa here because it would be nice to grab her. But otherwise, the other reason I'm coming back to our adventuring guild, if for no other reason, was I mainly just skipping or was I going through? But we're going to grab Alyssa. We're going to grab Alyssa, but yeah. One is because, yes, I do want to just continue on our adventuring guild. The goal is to complete one run, and that'll be this run. But the other part of that is that I do just want to get some time to think as I am playing through or developing my own game. And hey, as it turns out, when you're stuck playing another game, at least for me, it's not for everyone. Maybe some people do something completely different aside that doesn't have to do anything with video games. But for me, my mind gets flowing a bit better when I need to take a break from game development by playing other video games. So at this point, though, you could be wondering, well, Jordan, aren't you just trying to take ideas from other video games? Well, no, but in a way, trying to get inspired by what I see and moving on. Now, that's not saying I'm taking mechanics, but it is. It's something completely different. I can't explain it at the moment because I'm trying to focus on whether or not I should be sending these people out. That being said, we also need to make sure. Okay, I was about to say I wasn't watching the success rate of that assignment, so yeah, not really much else to say there. I should also be watching for the requirements because I would like to, if for no other, well, for the off-party adventures, it's to make them a bit more efficient. I don't know if that's entirely true, but I'm just going to try and give them stats if nothing else. But really, growing their class would help out with dealing with less RNG overall. That's all I'm trying to say. So by the time these the 5 main party members come back, this injury from Maxwell should be healed. But we do want to get into I think we're just gonna rush it. Yeah, I think we're just gonna rush this quest. If we get into a fight, so be it. I should also be rolling saves, but I think it's fine. I also didn't check to see if there are any skills I could have gotten, but it's still not going to help as much. At least from what I've seen, yeah, this is kind of a very hard plus run. Did I buff the enemy health, or did I nerf, or did I make it harder on myself damage-wise? I feel like I did. Because this is very hard with bits and tweaks here and there. Definitely less loot, but that's... even with the default very hard, because I've done more than a few very hard runs within the past year playing this game, I still fill up even with the max inventory space, so shrug. So this is an explore area. We are about to get sandwiched. We also got a critical failure, but I'm gonna try to sneak out. It would be nice to rush quests. We're going to run into someone here. Are we forced? I'm just gonna force this. Yeah, for no other reason than my own real-life time. But at the same time, you do want to train your party members too. If you're going for experience relative to time in-game, fighting as many enemies as possible would help out. What are we looking at here? Wide open space. I do have a choke point if I so choose to use it. Do I want to use it, though? Because then we forfeit the damage crystal. Damage crystal? Yeah. PAB and MAB, physical magical attack bonus increases. I can pop over. Yeah, you know what? We might as well use it while we're here. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna hop and pop over the crystal, but we're also just gonna pre-position ourselves. I feel like I'm doing something wrong here, but I guess I'll find out. I could. Oh wait, no, we can't even climb that. So never mind. This thief would just be on their own. So I think we still can kind of set up a formation. The problem is that we now have an open spot without the thief, but two, not everyone gets to benefit, because the whole point, if I had taken more time to look at this layout, we would have been in a lot better of a situation with the thief closer to us, but that's not what happened, so hey. Now what I actually want to have happen is, yeah, we're not going to get to. Do we have Beyond Limit? We do. So we're just going to gamble on 95%. I really shouldn't, but I so chose my fate, so yeah. But we do need to pop this, if for no other reason than to stop more melee attacks from hitting our face. And then the other unfortunate part is, yeah, we don't get to reach and get rid of an enemy here. What I could do is purposely get Maxwell surrounded. Do I want to do that? Yeah, we're going to do that. So we're going to guarantee this. I put the block up. That's fine. But yeah, if we can remove 2 enemies for it, it's that 10 voltage would be, or 10 BP would be worth it. Could just run up and do this out of curiosity. I think I could check this much, right? I can. But then I'd be hoping for a lot more than expected doing that. So instead, there's a choke point here. I don't know if I want to use it like this. Yeah, I want to use it like this. So we're going to put the knight up in front. Could make them do heroic dodge to make them lose less HP, especially with all of the... Yeah, because there are these goblins. So yeah, you know what? We're going to heroic dodge. I'm pretty sure this doesn't decrease aggro. They're all still going to try to hit this knight. Unfortunately, they decided to just go around because there was no more space. But we'll deal. So with that said, I think I can fit 2 of these in. We're just going to... Nope, and there's the 9% miss. I knew better than that, but shrug. And off we go. I think we'll try to have Maxwell deal with that goblin to the right of the knight. We're still going to gamble on 95% for the moment, and that'll be the gamble for today. After this, we should try to guarantee everything. I think, yeah, I was about to say, can my priest get rid of this goblin? She can. So that I can move these 2 up front. We forego the height bonus, but it's going to be what we do. I think I would rather shield bash. 5% chance not to stun, and 5% chance missed, because 5%. Well, if it isn't RNG slapping my face. Thankfully, this Goblin Archer doesn't know that we don't have attacks of opportunity, but still, that 95% made me quite sad. So, we're going to burn all of our SP here. Unfortunately, we're still a bit off, but that's what the priest is for, I guess. And yeah, let's just make sure that the bleed dots or the chain attack didn't need that, but I'll take it. And at this point, I think we want to save a goblin so we can. So I'm just going to go gung-ho with my accuracy because I want to save a goblin so that we don't have to deal with... Oh, so that we can get another turn to do something. So, to use this mana crystal for the thief, basically, is what I'm trying to say. I think you should be able to counter. If we had done an extra attack there, I'm losing my words at the moment, I would have been quite sad. Because again, getting this MP here is quite important. That being said, we should also use some of our MP anyway, because if we rest, we're gonna heal it all. So yeah. In fact, I'm gonna go greedy here and just heal more MP, SP, MP, SP. And out we go. Now, are we going to fight another enemy? Is the other question. Oh man, I really want to fight that, but I don't think I actually want to. So we're just gonna try to explore the area and get out of this quest. Again, it's better for real life time. It'll take longer in game and in real life time if I keep grinding this way, but I think actually the slowdown from fighting enemies makes for a longer experience. But the grind will feel longer, but I feel confident to say it doesn't, unless of course you are grinding a certain tower, but that's a whole other topic. We can continue exploring. So we're gonna disarm these traps. I think if we fail to disarm a trap, we do end up getting injury time. But I don't think it matters anyway, because Maxwell's already hurt enough where we'd have to wait for Maxwell to heal anyway, who is our defender. So yeah, just opening these up. If we can reach the event without aggroing that, or running into that, fighting that enemy. I mean, I guess I could find out. We do have a rest available, so you know what? Actually, the items that aren't that important, so we're just gonna leave. Later on, pretty much when we're like even probably level 8 plus, I don't remember the exact level. But basically trying to get accessories and grinding for accessories with not elite enemies, but treasure chest enemies, I don't know what to call them. Not really worth it until later on, for me anyway. So let's level up. Maxwell has 4 days to heal. Do I want that? It is strength and endurance. But 95%, unless I hit at 5%, I was about to say, okay, that'll help more than not at all. It probably won't help overall, unless I get a bunch of off stats, but otherwise, yeah, I would have liked endurance here, but we need the intelligence and the wisdom, and our intelligence isn't guaranteed to increase, so off we go. Help farmers. Who do I want to give the help farmers assignment to? Probably the 3 squishies? Yeah. Now it's also SP as well, but it'll stack, I promise you that. But while we're waiting for Maxwell to heal, might as well just sit around. So, I don't think we have anything else. We're literally just gonna sit here. We also don't have a doom timer, or enemies aren't getting stronger as days pass. That's why I'm kind of taking it easy here. I'm not going to pretend like I'm some great strategist for our adventuring guild, if nothing else, but I just want to live. So, Elon, Amelia, we're just guaranteeing 100%. Could send everyone just to, do a little bit more, but we have other hunting stuff to do. Can we do this? We're just going to believe. 84% success rate. We still need to wait for Maxwell to heal, so we're just going to sit here for the moment. There's the new week. There's a level up waiting for our off party members, and off we go. That's an interesting level up. Again, you have to be really lucky to make it increase enough that it matters, at least in the early game, I feel, but hey. So, another explore area. Would like a 2. Could do a 3 enemy defeat encounter. Yeah, I think we can do this. So, we're gonna bring items just to be certain, though. And by that, I mean just bring a bunch of potions. Keeping in mind, we do eventually need to fight this thingamajiggy. Also, Maxwell is not wearing armor for whatever reason. But yeah, off we go. I want to actually bring more. 3 enemies? Yeah, let's bring more. Let's just bring more just in case. Later on, especially on a New Game Plus run, I wouldn't be doing that, but well, especially if I'm transferring stats. However, if everyone gets reset back to level 1, it's a different story anyway. So, off we go. Immediately an elite. I actually prefer resting before, well, a treasure chest enemy. A chest enemy? I'm just going to call it a chest enemy for sure. There's a very specific phrase for them, but I'm forgetting it at the moment. But now we need to defeat 3 enemies, so I'd like to fight a regular enemy first. Before we go south, rest, and then fight the chest worm. I forgot how to position myself on this map. Well, hey. We can set up a wall. I don't think I actually want to. I think we go left instead. Yeah, we're gonna go left. We're gonna go left. Lorraine's going to shadow walk. Shadow step? I'm going crazy. Shadow step. And everyone else is gonna follow left for the moment. I think everyone has the thing. It doesn't seem like Eleanor has... Oh, she does. Pathfinder. For extra movement spaces. We'll have Maxwell block here, and we'll set up Rod south of them as well. And then everyone's running forward. In fact, there's not a single ranged unit in the enemy team, so we should be good to go. I'm going to gamble here. Then we're gonna get our voltage back, and then Shadow Step back into place. Now, as for Eleanor here, you know what? I shouldn't have spent that. If I maybe I missed, but I was about to say there's no reason for me to really do that actually. So whoops. But otherwise, we're gonna actually have Maxwell draw all the aggro possible, if possible. I don't think there's anything else I can do. We just literally sit here for the moment. Actually, I made a mistake, but it's not so bad. Yeah, I don't want Maxwell to move from here because I don't want to open up more. Well, no, I'm going crazy. Maybe I should have moved Maxwell down. No, yeah, I didn't want to give the height advantage. It's not that much of an advantage, but yeah, I don't want to give the enemy any other advantages. So, heal. Sit here. Do the same thing. We're gonna just go crazy. I think we can just have Lorraine stand here without any more shadow steps. That being said, yeah, we're gonna do it. So, we're just gonna cleave. That way, I think we can get rid of 2 enemies in 1 turn here. There are no monocrystals, right? No. So, we're going to guarantee this as well. Yeah, chain attacks, that's what they're called. And Maxwell can just do this. Oh, it's not guaranteed. Well, I guess we do this instead then. Or we stun. We can do that as well. Yeah, we're going to stun. Could do more, actually. Yeah, we're going to do more. We're just going to throw caution to the wind. I don't want to spend more BP right now, especially since we want to rest and save it for later. And thankfully, do we have attack of opportunity? Is that why they're not moving? Hold on. We do. Okay, never mind. I do have attack of opportunity. For those who don't know, because I kind of just briefly, skipped past it. But essentially, if an enemy is right next, or if a unit with attack of opportunity is next to their enemy, and the enemy tries to move, an attack will come out, and that will interrupt their movement, which is very disrupting. So, some other as you would expect for tabletop RPGs anyway. Literally as it sounds like. So if you're wondering if that's what it was, it is literally that. Sometimes, obviously, there are some TRPGs or versions of TRPGs that allow you to still move, but take an attack. But in this case, the attack just disrupts your movement, and I think you lose your turn too, which is a very particular effect. Actually, you know what? Let's go over it just to see. Just so I know for sure. Nope. Relationships, don't need to know because all the relationships should be maxed out at some point. So, yeah, attack of opportunity, we'll just read it if for no one else than myself. It's a passive. Whenever an adjacent enemy tries to move, the character attacks the enemies with base accuracy 80%, dealing 100% physical attack damage bonus damage. If the attack hits the enemy loses their action instead. Hidden enemies are not affected. So, yeah, so if you're hidden, you can move freely, but if you're not hidden, yeah, you have to take an attack, and if it hits you, you lose your turn. So, or you lose your action. So, yeah, the problem here... Oh, I didn't rest, by the way. I could deal damage and then run away. I could do that. Yeah, you know what? We're going to try doing that. I don't want to get hit by this Earth Elemental if possible, but I guess... Well, the elite here is the Earth Elemental, by the way. That doesn't make me feel good. So, we're going to take 1 turn and just try to run. If we can't, so be it. But I would really like to just hit and run. Or nothing else, get a rest in. But so there's the magic attack. Do these worms have range? I thought they had big range attacks. I guess we're going to find out now. They do. Ow. So yeah, we're going to definitely hit and run. Now, who do I want to hit and run? Probably the Earth Elemental. So we're just going to toss everything at this Earth Elemental. Even burn some BP. We'll lose more BP when we run away. Never mind. Alright, maybe we can snipe out 2. I'm going to try to snipe out 2 enemies. So, yeah, we'll snipe out 2 and then run. So, and it can fail, so it's not guaranteed that we get away, but it would be nice. Everyone's in a position that's not so bad already anyway, so... But just to be safe, we'll move Maxwell into position in case... Okay, good. We did successfully escape. And now we rest. HP won't be topped off, but this should be more than enough to get rid of the enemy. Now, that being said, what do I want to do? I probably just want to give BP. Yeah, we're just going to give PP. And try to spread it out so that we have more to use and less to lose. And so with that said, I'll probably just do double Lorraine because our main DPS will need it. But otherwise, yeah, did it for the healing and did it to prepare ourselves. Every little bit helps. So we stand here, take the battle, and move on with our lives. This wide open map, would be nice if I can somehow hit this. I can't, so instead we do a shadow step. And that's just going to be Lorraine's life for the rest of this encounter. Now, for everyone else, I think we want to take the red crystal. Yeah, even if Kristen gets hit here a bunch, we don't want to give this position away. In fact, never mind. All right. Will Maxwell be able to step in front? I don't think so, which is going to make me sad. No. Can step in front of our knight here, but no, not anything else. So, we'll block just to block. Because by the time we get to the second turn, we should be getting rid of enemies. Now, that's not great, but we'll have to do. That'll have to do. And yeah, these worms are slowly making Maxwell a lot less effective, but if they spread out their attacks, although everyone's getting injured, the whole point is to not lose anyone. In fact, I could be saving it all in the meanwhile here, but actually, let's get rid of enemies first. So this is guaranteed as long as I guarantee it myself. Burn BP, Shadow Step. And I think we'll just rush these people. Yeah, we'll just rush them. Rush these monsters anyway. The worms are squishy, the spider less so, but again, it shouldn't be much of a problem here. If we were even one level or certainly 2 levels below, we'd have a lot worse of a time, I promise you. Now, if this doesn't kill, I'm going to consider using, yeah, we're going to use voltage here. Just going to burn 40 BP to guarantee this worm's demise. And then this Earth Elemental gets free reign to shoot anyone it wants. And it will be Maxwell. So, Lorraine move forward. Yeah, Lorraine move forward. I was looking at this Mana Crystal, but I think we need to get out of this ASAP. Because otherwise we are going to take more damage and we'll have less AP overall. Now, if we get to another turn, then we can just do whatever we want, but we'll take a look. So, in fact, I probably should just start greeting now. Nah. No way this thing moves. Oh, it does move. Oh, it has a stun in its attack. Well, that's nice to know. Oh, I didn't mean to do that, actually. I meant to go for a stun. If we don't get it, then we'll just get rid of this enemy because we're taking too much damage at this point. Unless Lorraine can reach this Mana Crystal. Never mind. Alright, cool. Because then what I'm gonna do is Shadow Step over and just hit the enemy here. We'll even, yeah, we won't use any more BP. If we miss, we'd have to miss like 2 or 3 times in a row, and the odds of 95% missing twice even is, that would be a very interesting video. But anyway, before we run into our last enemy, we definitely don't want to rest. We could also just keep looking around, but I don't think there's really a good reason to do that. So, I was really hoping we just immediately succeeded, but sometimes the game isn't nice. We're just gonna loop-de-loop this, just to, I think there is more, yeah, there's more places we haven't looked. So we're gonna throw this enemy for a loop and check the north. If there's nothing to the north, we're just gonna go immediately back down. There is an event, though. So let's do a bigger loop-de-loop. And if we can't, well, yeah, we rest here. So we're gonna rest here. If that event forces us into an encounter, I'm just gonna be very sad. So, just checking something really quickly, and we're gonna give Rod some of the BP, but we still want to give it a lot to Lorraine. Lorraine gives BP to Rod, and I think we'll just actually do. Nope, this is SP. I'm going crazy. We don't have enough anyway. Well, we can first aid. Yeah, we'll first aid here. Should have given BP to Maxwell, but it's fine. And I'm between the worm and the enemy, because note, I don't have a certain effect to check what's inside these enemies teams, so we'll fight the bandits. We have two ranged, never mind. But that can be easily solved by sending Lorraine over to the right, and then everyone else goes left. I was thinking about using this damage crystal. I guess we're not. So, yeah. But we do want everyone to kind of bunch up near this green crystal. A more defensive crystal. Plus 20 accuracy and dodge. So, we'll even block here. I'm pretty sure this knight is getting shot by this archer here. In fact, it's a flash bomb, but we thankfully resisted. And we'll actually pull up in the log for a moment just to see. We barely dodged the stun. 67 roll on a 66% chance. But anywho, no one's hurt yet, so Kristen, you're free to just DPS for the moment. But otherwise, let's get rid of this archer if possible. And no reason to take more risk than necessary. However, we do want to do this. And in fact, if that archer doesn't move, we're just going to have a Lorraine shadow step closer to these melee units. No reason to take any more risk. In fact, this crystal acts as another stopping point. So I'll actually just take this make this little pocket to fight people. And notice I'm not increasing the accuracy of my attack. That's perfectly fine. In fact, because we have an opening here, never mind, 10%, but we thankfully got the chain attack saved by RNG for a moment. But yeah, it's not over yet. So, not that this can go terribly wrong for me, but thank goodness. If nothing else, talking about development and or design decisions more specifically, it is a very nice choice to have the player, spend 10 BP to increase your accuracy past the maximum of 95%, which is yeah, you really don't want to gamble on that 95%. I've missed 95% 3 times in a row already. I don't have proof of it, but just believe me when I say it's entirely possible. Should have used that mana crystal, actually, but since we aren't planning to fight any more enemies, hopefully we don't when we run into that event. But we will continue exploring because I want to run into that event. So, off we go. If for no other reason than just to get some extra stuff. I'm going to be a coward and save it, though. So, yeah. And let's get into it. So, I spot something out of place. We should be able to, we're definitely able to pass this. And I think that gives at least experience. I don't know how much that actually is, but let's take another look. Open this chest and we'll complete this quest. So, without further ado, I mean, if I do more daily videos of our adventuring guild, it's still going to take a long time because I promise you, because this is the first run of this save continuity, it will take a long time. So I wanted to go 30 minutes, but we'll go close enough. It doesn't matter because I know everyone's time is precious. 10 days of injuries. In fact, are we suffering under the thing, by the way? Oh, I wasn't watching. I really hope I don't need endurance here. Actually, I'm not going to gamble on that. I'm going to reroll here. Okay, good. So, set class goal. Let me just set this really quickly. Yeah, we actually can upgrade, but let's go through all of this first before we make sure. Actually, Eleanor is the knight here, but assassin. Ooh. Was it? No, it was willpower. So not knight, assassin. No, you're already an assassin, so never mind. Just going crazy. Well, I was like, I wonder why. No wonder you're... Okay, never mind. But guard, let me just make sure here. I guess this will be our last 30 minutes. Yeah, so we already have our high mage and assassin. Need to get bishop still. I think that's, it's wisdom and intelligence. And then knight, we already have our knight as well. So, without further ado, we don't have any other effects, but there's not really much else to show here. And because we have 10 days, no, we might as well wait. Yeah, so what I should do next video, let's see if I even remember this, as I should let the days pass, but then we use the assignment to take time off so that they get back right when these injuries go away. But yeah, without further ado, there should be an end screen here. Stream-like video, so I'm just going in one take, and not really much else to say. If you have any pieces of advice you want to just impart on me so that I can try to remember, feel free to do so. Otherwise, I mean, as always, this is just a video that I want to do occasionally because I want to get this off my plate. Not that it's not good tasting content food, but I just want to be able to get through it because I don't like breaking promises. But yeah, without further ado, not going to take up much more of your time. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later. Bye!